Cool. All right, so first off, we're going to create a selector. All right, so that is going to be, for instance, let's what, like a gender selector to be UI. Let's see, do we have UI picker? Well, actually, it's called UI picker. Or your UI picker view here. And then for these, you can also turn that into gender picker view here. Okay. And what does it look like? All right, it's basically it's like slot machine, right? You can select items. Okay. First of all, it's going to be I'll just call it PV, and that is going to be UI picker view, right? And return PV here. And let's see, PV period. I guess we also need to have a delegate to it itself, and therefore we need to conform the UI picker view delegate and the UI picker view data source. All right. And for these, I guess we can pass some data here. And of course, data source is going to be self as well. And this one is going to be lazy var here. All right. And then next steps are pretty straightforward here, right? And yes, you do need to confirm the stub method here, but I'm going to do that later. The setup UI here set up UI and the view period add a sub view, and you are going to add a gender picker, right? Gender picker view here. And you probably need to set up gender picker views, gender picker views locations, right? CG regs. And for these, it's going to be, I'll just put some random sample data here. And then width is going to be, let's say maybe 200. And the height is going to be probably 30. So let's see that. And then same old trick, you do need to call this method here. So set up set up a UI, set up UI, there we go. And then, so let's confirm this one. So number of components here. Well, definitely you need to create an array to pass the data, right? So for instance, generous, right? So, and for this is you can definitely use a string to represent like a male, right? And then second one, female or female. And well, you can put others, right? Okay, it depends on your desire. You can put the other stuff here. All right. And right here, so return genders period account, right? And for these, okay, so number of rows in component here. So these basically return integers here. So I guess I would just maybe return, maybe let's return one for these. Okay. Um, and then let's run this code one more time to see what is going on. And let's see, view period. I just need some uh colors, system yellow maybe. All right, let's wait a little bit. Wait, so the simulator is a little bit slow. Let me maybe reopen it real quick. Let's see. All right, still loading right here. So let's see. Okay, there. Oh, do we need to have my passcode here? Yeah, it's just a little bit slow. Let me do that again. So this time, I guess I'll be seeing a yellow background at least, and just let it run a little bit. Okay, but overall, the logic is just like the UI table view implementation. So UI picker view delegate, UI picker view data source. So those are the two important conform protocol methods here. So let's see. Yeah, it's just yeah. I have this one here. As you can see a little uh selector all the way there, right? So I'm going to maybe change its location into 200. Then you'll be seeing there is a new UI object here. Okay, next step, all right. What we need to do is yeah, you can see this one here, right? So this is the picker, right? This is the picker. Good. All right, and you could also modify its height into maybe 48, something like that. And let's give it a go. Good. Okay, let's check this out. Well, then it becomes a bit easier to see, right? But now, as you can see, so it's something not very useful, right? Okay, so then we're going to work on it. So now we have three rows here, right? So we have a male, female, and others here. So now we can simply turn that into one, and this one is going to be gender spirit count. So then let's see what is going on. So right now we only have one row or one column. I would say it's one column, but three rows. Then you can scroll upside down, right? Okay, there we go. So the previous example is like what? It's like a slot machine, right? So if I modify this one, then I'm going to have a 3 by 3 matrix, right? Okay. And then this also give you an inspiration. You could definitely create a slot machine, right? Okay, so like a triple sevens. Okay. But for these, I'm going to just turn that into one. Okay. Next step is going to be what? Next step, we want actually to implement the title for the rows here. So that is going to be title for row, all right? Similar to table view, which is set for robots, right? Okay, there we go. And for this one, all right, so, and then we can also say component, right? If a component is going to be zero, that simply means the first component. And the good news is we only have one component here, right? Number of components here. So then we just uh, make this I mean if this is zero, so yeah. And then we need to use the else statement here. But well, let's maybe just remove that. Simply just to return something really easy stuff here. Return. Okay. We need to return a string. So the string is basically from genders, right? And we need to access it. That is going to be for what? This is going to be for row, right? Okay. And because we have the this is basically the index here. So now let's run this code one more time. So yes, let's use the very basic and most the fundamental stuff to represent. So then I have a male, I have others and that, right? Okay, there we go. So and then you can make this a little selectors, right? Okay. And then so I could also maybe there is like a did finish, or do I have that? Or picker uh did a select a row, right? And with for the component here. So let's see this. So this one, I guess I can print did a select a row, and can I do that? So let's run this code here. All right. And I have number one, and I have number two, right? Okay, this is zero. And that's right. Okay. So since we're able to access is index, that simply means we can access the whole things here, right? So then I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And then every time I select these, we'll just print the result instead of the integer numbers, right? Okay. So let's give it a go. Here we go. So initial value is going to be male rate, and then I can pick female and others and the male rate. There we go. Good. Okay. So that simply means you can pass the data from here to a what? To basically a display, right? So for instance, that I'm going to create like maybe uh, box one, right? So box one, and that is going to be UI label or text view or, but for these is going to be UI label, right? Because you have a selector, you have a picker, and all you need is a display, right? Okay. So for that, I'm going to delete these here, and I will just copy and paste location. So definitely, I was just being lazy. So 300 here, and then this one's here. All right, okay. Nice and easy. Next one is this. So this is a very important part, right? So actually, you need to update the result, right? So where do you update the result? So this is actually you update the pictures value to where? To UI elements, right? UI elements here. So that is going to be box one period text is going to be genders up row. Makes sense, right? Okay, so now as you can see, everything is supposed to be logical, right? So step by step. Okay, so then let's give it a go. All right. But where is my box one? My box one should be in the view here. Uh, did I? Let me run this code one more time. Oh, probably no. 300 here. I should have it. Well, okay. PV period background color. Let me have a UR color period. Let's see, maybe system green and a PV period text color to be UR color period. I think it's a black works, right? Okay. Do I have box? I do. And then run this code one more time. 10, 300, 248. It should be okay. Yes, I do. Um, yes. I don't know why it doesn't work previously. Um, it shouldn't be the problems here. So I think I didn't have that, right? But I mean, logically speaking, it's supposed to be working because, yeah, okay, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Actually, I don't need it. I don't need it. Um, but if you want a initial value, it's going to be PV period text. That is going to be genders of zero, right? Okay, so you could definitely do that because I mean, you do need initial value, right? Otherwise, it's completely empty, right? Okay. And then select it and you update that, right? Makes sense. So this is how do you use a UI element to modify or optimize your overall app development. Makes sense, right? Okay. So for these, I'm going to forward the code to you and I want you to implement that at your current projects right away. Do you have any questions?
No.
Good.